Is Senator Thelma Harper, and the issue is the election of 2006 and the Tennessee General Assembly. And of course, we almost said the National Democratic Party, Senator Harper, because we do expect you to talk about
Yes.
what is going on the national scale. But let's continue our conversation.
Well, one of the issues that we have infused a significant amount of money into education, and in our 2-year colleges and our 4-year colleges, and of course, naturally tuition goes up, and that it doesn't satisfy all of the expenses that are involved in our students getting an education. In our 2-year colleges, we call them community colleges now, and I think you know that there was a mandate that said if students needed remedial help, they had to go to the 2-year college to get it rather than 4-year college, because that is the assistance that they should have gotten when they were in high school. So we have, with Nashville Tech out here, they have had they've not had a real good building program. So when we appropriated money for them to upgrade their campus, they didn't have a cafeteria. And they have a waiting list of students. So we've infused money into pre-K, and we've done what we can, on the lower level. Now we're trying to help our higher education component, and you'll see some infusion there, and you'll see the construction, and so just trying to bring them up to the same level as some of the other institutions. And of course, Vol State, when the tornado hit, they were damaged quite heavily, but they're getting back up and running. And you'll see some things happen at Tennessee State University. And so what we've done is, we have an education committee, but we try to keep a close tab on what's happening in our higher education component. We have our Board of Regents, we have the University of Tennessee, and then we have THEC, Tennessee Higher Education Commission, who oversees much of that. And we're running quite well now. I think one of the greatest complaints we have is there's a waiting list everywhere. MTSU has a substantial waiting list of students. And interesting part is that many of those students come from right here in Nashville. They drive that 45 miles one way every day to MTSU. Tennessee State University does not have a waiting list, but they have a significant number of students this year. And of course, the new president is working diligently to get everything on board. He's a hard worker, and I think Tennessee State University is competitive. They have a good operation out there. One of the things I'd like to do is just move to our most recent election as it involves the national election. I think many of us were disappointed that, I call him Little Harold, that Congressman Harold Ford was not successful in his bid for United States Senator. He would have made an outstanding senator. Now, I worked with, as many of us did, we worked with Mr. Corker when he was Commissioner on Finance and Administration. And I think he ran the race, that he thought he needed to run. I think some of the infusion into that race was just totally improper. That young woman who looked like she didn't have any clothes
Call
on.
me Harold.
Yes, she should not. That never should have gone into a campaign. And when people campaign, now I heard that he couldn't control that. When I ran, I controlled what happened on my campaign, and I think he should have controlled that. That's right. Cut that out. What you need to talk about is, what are you going to do for the people of the state of Tennessee? And of course, we were not successful in getting Little Harold in, and there's been an awful lot about, what our thoughts are. I just think he's qualified and competent.
I think he is.
And I think he has a life. And he has a life ahead of him. Thank the Lord, he's young, and he's prepared, and he's gifted. So we won't have to worry about that. But on a national scale, I think you saw the tables turn. In 1994, I think the Republican Party took over, and it was, well, it was what it was, and it is what it is. But now